Hello everyone. So here I am with a pretty little book, Cinderella in Slippers, written by Ayukta Jisha. And incidentally, she happens to be my younger daughter, and she is with me today, and I would like to have an interaction with her, a chit chat of all sorts. And I heartily wish that all of you should read this book. It will be fun reading it. It is available at Amazon. So, let me first ask her a few questions. So, Ayukta, what made you decide to write this book, first of all?
I think the main thing would be during this lockdown, all of us do not have a lot of things to do. So I thought, why not actually give it a go and see if I'm capable of writing a book or not. So I think that's how it came about. I just started and it somehow happened.
So, how did you begin writing it? Means you jotted down on pen on paper or you directly typed? What exactly did you do?
There was not a lot of planning about the topic or incidents or anything. I think I just straight away started with whatever came to my mind. I decided to just go with it and later on try to edit it and add whatever I could. So yeah, I dived right into it.
So while you were writing it, did you have that notion or idea that you would get it published?
I did not write with the solo objective of getting it published or making it available for the whole world. I just knew that I needed to write something, maybe for my own self, to make myself happy. But then the way it came about, I thought that it was well enough to be published and why not give it a go.
So how long did it take you to finish or complete this book?
Now that is a very tricky question, because a lot of people have asked me and I do not have a correct answer to it because it differs. The ideas that go through your brain, they go through your brain since a long time, maybe a year or so. But if you would say just jotting them down, then it would be, I guess, 2 months. But it's not just a work of 2 months. It requires a lot more of hard work into it that goes through, I guess, subconsciously through a long journey.
So what was the driving factor, or rather how or from whom did you get the inspiration of writing?
I wouldn't say there was a particular person or such who inspired me to write this book. I think it would be a low phase in my life after which I felt I need to bounce back and do something. So I think that low phase motivated me and drove me towards doing something, and coming up with a book.
Okay, that's good. And now your book is in print. So I would just like to ask you, do you wish that you could change something in some chapters, or any change that you would like to bring, and you feel that, oh no, I could have written it this way, oh no, I could have added this?
So, it has been 3 months, I guess, of this book coming out, the whole content being together. And I've realized there's no end point or satisfaction to the book that you write. I would recall the first copy that I had written, starting from that to when it finally got printed. Each time I only twist and turn through the pages and I can only see what I could change and what more I could add. So, it's a never-ending process. You can never completely 100% be happy with whatever you put out. There's always this chance of, I should have done this a bit better or this could have been added. So I believe you just have to make peace with whatever is in the final print because it will never change. You want to make it better.
Right. And what is the best compliment you have received about this book till now?
I think so many, all these people from my school, colleges, people have not been in touch with since a long time. And them suddenly reaching out to me, telling me that it inspired them a lot. It gave them hope for the future. So it really means a lot to me, all these different kinds of comments. Especially about mental health, whenever someone is telling me that it gives them hope that they can make it through as well. So it makes me feel very nice that I could be of help to someone.
Hmm. And now we hope and we expect that you come up with many more books. So what kind of a writer are you? Do you need your space, alone time, means nobody around, and write, or any particular time of the day you choose to write, maybe late at night or early in the morning, or you can be surrounded with anything and anyone and still can write? What sort of a writer are you?
I think given any kind of circumstance, I not only just sitting at a place with your laptop or thinking hard, even while I'm walking on the streets and something comes up to my brain, I can easily take out my phone, go to my notes and scribble it down. So I think it's very easy for me. Whenever you come up with any idea, it's easy to just scribble it down, and later try to put it all in together.
And any brickbats? Anyone criticizing or passing any negative comment?
Till now I've been lucky enough that I haven't received any kind of harsh comments or judgments from anyone. But those small tiny pinches here and there, which is common to happen in society out of jealousy maybe. So yeah, that I have faced, but I've chosen not to react to it, because in the end the amount of appreciation that comes in overpass any kind of negativity around you.
So how many points would you give yourself out of 10 on this book?
4, I guess.
Don't you think it's too less?
Because that's the thing, I always believe that I should have done better or I could have done better, so that will never change.
And who helped you the most in putting up your thoughts and writing this book?
I think a major contributor to it would be my father, since he has designed the whole book of how it's supposed to go into printing. So that was a huge help to me. Apart from that, I think all the family members, be it my mother, my sister or my cousins, somehow they have all inspired me to go ahead and pen down my thoughts.
So I would like to read out a particular chapter from this book. All the chapters are really full of fun, and I myself enjoyed reading it, not because I am her mother, but just as an avid reader I enjoyed. And when you write a book in the first person, so you are taking a very big risk, because whatever you write, people tend to believe that everything happened with you, and so people start guessing, oh, she must have done this, oh, this must have happened with her. So it takes a lot of guts, a lot of courage to write first of all a book, and secondly to write it in first person about your experiences. And when you write a book, it is not about reality right from the word 1 to the word last. So it can be fantasy, imagination, so many things. Otherwise you can't write. So I give her full credit that she had the guts, she had the courage to write the book in first person and relate so many things that all of us, maybe the generation she belongs to, goes through every other day in their life. Or maybe we went through when we were young, but we didn't have the courage to share our experience with others. So one chapter I am just reading out. I am feeling Fifi. Fifi means the island Fifi. The line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me and no one knows how far it goes if the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me. One day I'll know how far I'll go. How far I'll go, Moana. Just like different diseases have a name, every time I and my sister feel a combination of certain things, we call it, I'm feeling Fifi. Nobody gets it why. They might after this. The most sought after place to see in Thailand, Fifi Islands. We decide on it because of the public pressure of you must. Everything about the day, right from the morning, is warning signs. Our heads are hurting. At the same time, we even joke about just scraping the plan right before boarding the bus. We reach a place where we would meet our instructor. I am not trying to be mean, but at first I couldn't figure out if she was a guy or a girl. Later on I figure she is a girl. She is tiny, hidden in men's clothes with short hair, a hat and sunglasses. She comes and climbs on a stool with a cane in her hand. She opens her mouth and shouts. She is supposed to give us all the instructions, but with every screaming sentence from her, it seems more of a threat to me. To sum up what she says, or rather screams, is don't go there or here or there, we will leave you. Don't get your hands or feet cut by the sharp stones, as if it is any of our wildest fantasies to get injured. Yup, that's the dream. Or we will leave you stranded. Do not get bitten by the insects, as if we would lure the insects to sting us. Or we will leave you. Don't drown or you will die. We will try to save you, but you will most probably die. Not my problem. Basically, I was so positive about the place I had heard to be beautiful, but this instructor literally makes it sound like a junkyard filled with sharp stones, dangerous insects and water in which you can potentially drown. All of us are pushed into a speedboat, and half an hour into it, I know this isn't it. It is so hot I am drenched in sweat while my head hurts to the point that I feel it will fall off. My sister gathers the courage to try snorkeling. So the exact scenario is as follows. I am lying in the corner seat, dripping with sweat, my clothes completely wet, asking my sister if there's a hospital in Fifi Island. Yes, I do. My sister is sitting next to me trying to take out the giant snorkel nose clip stuck to her nose. She has apparently jumped into the water, then felt like she had gone too deep into the ocean away from the boat. She was struggling to come to the surface of the water when she was pulled by her life jacket and dropped on the boat again. She was literally next to the boat the whole time. A random young Indian family is sitting across us. The man has the audacity to loudly tell his son in Hindi, "Eat, otherwise you will end up weak like them." As if this isn't enough, he points at us just to be as clear as possible. If I wasn't searching for a hospital in my mind, I would have at least made sure to give him my death stare. So this is a part of the chapter, and you can well understand why I said you will enjoy. The language is so free-flowing, and the way she describes, it's really something we just can't stop laughing about. So all of you should read it, and happy reading, and congratulations Ayukta for this wonderful book.